Welcome back to Freeman's Garage Extra. As you can see behind me, Freeman's Garage is starting to empty out. We're under contract for the new Oklahoma location. We got the 67 Chevy C10 loaded up on a trailer attached to the 1-ton Ford, and you're about to hit the road with me. We're going to cover about 500 miles, and pulling a trailer, I'd say it's probably going to take us close to 10 hours, and it's after 1 o'clock, so we'll probably get to our destination, Oklahoma, at, I'll just say 11 to midnight, because we're going to have to stop for fuel along the way. Traffic around Dallas-Fort Worth, which we got a little skirt around secret we're going to play around with. It's the beginning of the end of the Freeman's Garage, Texas chapter. Put fuel on. The tank's already full, but we're just going to top it off. Just let it go till it clicks. We won't manually bring it to the very top. This way, This way, the first time when we stop for fuel, we'll be able to calculate our fuel mileage. And we don't need how many gallons we got or anything off the pump. All we need to do is write down what our odometer says right now. Let's run in and get some snacks and something to drink and hit the road. Straps are all good, chains are all good. Whenever you come out of a truck stop, rest area, gas station, whatever, when you stop along the road, make sure you check your connections before you take off again, because people will do things. I'm just asking for an immediate bathroom break, aren't I? Went with the all meat. The Supreme looked like it might be a little too difficult to eat while driving. This is not normally how I do things like this. Usually tanks are full, leave at 5 a.m. Don't stop, only for fuel. Don't even go to the bathroom, all business. Burn the miles off, get the job done. But in my, not my later years, a little bit of, you know what I'm saying. I'm a little bit softer on that, kind of want to be a little bit more comfortable. I got my napkins with me. Eat or drink, make things comfortable. I'll actually stop and use the bathroom. We're going from this area here to northeastern Oklahoma. We could go 35 north through Waco, Temple, and straight through downtown Dallas, which is a complete nightmare. But what we're going to do is we're going to take back roads about 40 miles west of I-35, and then we're going to cut over 35 at Hillsboro, go over by Waxahachie, and then we'll run southeast along the Metroplex, and we're going to run north right on the edge of the outskirts there, and we're going to avoid all this. We're going to add on about maybe 30 miles, but we're probably going to avoid being stopped on the freeway in between all the giant buildings for 4 hours because somebody did something stupid. But by going the back way, we'll cut off 15 miles or so. And when you're pulling that behind you, you're not doing 75 miles an hour through all this anyways. And there's one of those mega fuel stations, one of those Bucky deals or whatever we'll stop at, which is something I normally don't do either, but it is kind of funny to see 300 gas pumps and there's still not enough pumps. Actually, that's not funny at all. Look at this gas station. Oh, there's more. More pumps. And they're all full, just about. Where do these people come from? We're not doing a bio break or fuel or anything. This is 30 seconds. We got delayed in some construction in a tiny little town, and we hit some real good holes. So I just want to check on everything real quick. Which I'm sure it's all good, but okay. Washer and dryer are still there. About 10 minutes ago, some guy dressed like a gangster rapper out that way, just west of here a few miles, just all of a sudden ran out in the middle of the highway, and he would have had just enough time before getting run over by us, but he his camouflage shorts fell down to his knees, and he tried to pick them up as he was shuffling across the highway, and I kind of let my foot off the throttle just a smidge, but he's lucky because I wasn't actually going to try to do anything to not hit him, because if I would have, this whole rig would have ended up on its lid, and all our tools, floor jacks, engine hoist, engine stand, washer and dryer, kids' stuff, everything would have become projectiles. But let's check this chain real quick. Just a backup chain. Been on the road for almost exactly 2 hours right now. 275. Let's get back on it. Knock off these miles. Ooh, nice camper. And we are not going through the Big D. And keep your eyes out for a place to get a guy's haircut. Well, okay, all of them cut. Passing over a solid yellow line going uphill. They're just asking to die. 20 seconds later, a car and 2 motorcycles. Cross that old Red River, Haas, just inside the Oklahoma line, about 8 miles or so. We're putting fuel on, nothing's falling out. The trailer's pulling great. We're gonna let it fill till it clicks, and then we'll get the how many gallons off of that, and then we can do the math with how many miles we put on. My guess is 11.5 miles to the gallon. All right, windshield's clean. This is very busy Loves, so I run the rig around and moved it out of the way of the pumps, which, yes, other people leave theirs vehicles at the pumps even when it's busy. Same thing with the diesel pumps, right? But not us, because we're better than Yeah, we're not really. But this is kind of a rough and rowdy. I was actually going to park over there, and tough crowd. But windshield's washed. We're topped off with fuel. I'm going to run inside, bio brake, get something to push us through into the Ozark Mountains tonight, and we'll look at our mileage and see how far we've got to go. All right, we got some choke and puke to get us through, and I was just walking around the rig checking chains and straps and tires, and some guy walked right up on me right when a police officer rolled through. The three of us were kind of looking at each other. Here's where our odometer was when we started. Here's where it is now. That's 259 miles. We just put on 25 gallons of fuel. 10.36 miles to the gallon. It took over 6 hours to put on 260 miles, which is insane. It was traffic everywhere, even avoiding downtown Dallas, which would have been a lot worse. We were as far as you could go into the outskirts without going so far you're adding on too many miles. It doesn't make sense. But the traffic even out there isn't the greatest. Being up all night, being up at 5, basically working most of the day, a whole day just pretty much, and then not leaving until about 2 p.m. exactly. So that put us up in that area just, during rush hour on a weekday. And can you believe there's a campground with that many people right in this spot in between these freeways? Must not be very zen. But delay after delay, and then even just getting to the Oklahoma line, I took a road on the map that ended up being a dead end, and I could see the old train bridge going over the Red River. It was all dark though, I couldn't see the river, but I could see the silhouette of the bridge and traffic going by on the freeway. It just dead end, so just check that one off on the map. We know not to go there anymore, and so I lost a little bit of time there. Just this a state with 25 million people or whatever it is, and you got to go up the gut. That's just the way it is. But now that we're in Oklahoma, it's boot, scoot, and boogie. Let's figure out about how much we have left to go. So it's already been, it's getting close to 7 hours on the road, which we should almost be there by now, but yeah. Yep, didn't work out that way. So we're right here, Durant. We gotta go up into this nether region up here. It's gonna be 200 miles or so. Pulling a trailer, it's gonna take us about 4 hours. That means we would get there between 12 and 1 a.m. Now we could get a room at the casino up here, but not really packed for things security wise. A lot of stuff could easily disappear, so don't have a choice. Quiet little sleepy town this is. It is 11:50. We got about an hour to go, I would say. It's days later. I am back down at the Texas location, sitting on an outdoor chair indoor. When I got to the camper in Oklahoma with the Chevy on the trailer, I crashed right away. And I don't recall what the fuel mileage was on that last leg, but I'm pretty sure it was worse, mountains. But only... how many? 1, 2, 3 more cars to move, and a motorcycle, and a 1950 Sears and Roebuck 12-foot flat-bottom John boat. Guy might need a 40-foot gooseneck.